Hello and welcome. Today we're tackling a massive question for every business owner and freelancer out there. As we head into 2026, can you really trust an AI with your UK taxes? It's a huge topic, so we've teamed up with the absolute experts at My Tax Accountant to get the real story. Right, let's get into it.
So, let's just start with the big one, shall we? Could you, right now, just hand everything over, all your receipts, your bank statements, all that financial stress, to a robot and just trust it to get your tax return filed perfectly? It sounds a bit like something out of a movie, doesn't it? But this future is getting closer every single day. The real question is, how close are we really, and what are the hidden risks?
Let's be honest, for anyone who runs their own business, the admin can be an absolute nightmare. It's that part of the job that nobody loves, but we all have to do. And this is exactly where AI has been pitched as the ultimate solution, the dream of automated accounting.
To make this real, let's meet Maria. She's a fantastic freelance graphic designer based in London. She's brilliant at what she does, loves the creative work, but every single year she loses days, sometimes even weeks, to financial admin. You know the drill. Sorting through a shoebox full of crumpled receipts, chasing down invoices, and feeling that familiar knot in your stomach as the self-assessment deadline gets closer and closer. Sound familiar to anyone?
Okay, but now imagine a totally different world for Maria. What if an AI could just scan every single receipt, categorize every expense, and pull together her entire tax return in minutes, instantly, perfectly, zero stress? That's the big dream, right? That's the promise of AI in the world of accounting. But is it a promise that can actually be kept? Well, to figure that out, let's have a look at what's happening on the ground, starting with HMRC itself.
See, this isn't just some fantasy cooked up by tech companies. Not at all. HMRC is actively and aggressively pushing for a digital-first tax system. They are pouring money into technology to completely modernize how they deal with every single taxpayer in the UK. And to give you an idea of how serious they are, just look at this number. By 2030, HMRC wants a whopping 90% of all its interactions to be digital. That is a massive shift, and it basically signals a complete change in how our entire tax system is going to work.
This isn't some far-off plan either. It's already happening. As you can see, the next couple of years are absolutely packed with changes. In 2026 alone, two huge things are kicking off. We're getting a brand new roadmap for tax software, and data collection begins for something called CARF. We'll get to that in just a sec. Then, it's straight on to a new login system and automated sharing of crypto data. It's all building towards that 90% digital target.
So, what on earth is this CARF thing I just mentioned? Well, it stands for the Crypto Asset Reporting Framework, and trust me, it's a very big deal. Put simply, it's a new global rule that forces crypto platforms, like the big exchanges, to automatically report what their users are doing directly to the tax authorities. From January 1st, 2026, the days of crypto transactions flying under the radar are well and truly over. Compliance is no longer a choice, it's going to be automated.
So with HMRC pushing everything and everyone online, it's really no surprise that accounting software is getting more powerful and, frankly, more essential than ever. These tools aren't just digital ledgers anymore. They're trying to become intelligent assistants for your business finances.
Today, you've probably heard of the big names, and they're all compliant with HMRC's Making Tax digital rules. If you're a growing business, maybe VAT registered, you're probably looking at something like Xero. Sole traders and smaller limited companies often go for QuickBooks. And for freelancers like Maria, Free Agent is a really popular choice. You might even get it for free with your bank account. The point is, these tools are designed to make your life easier.
And here's a quick pro tip for you. Just because your software says it's making tax digital compliant, that does not mean your tax return is automatically correct. A really common mistake is to just blindly accept the VAT codes the software suggests. If you get that wrong, you could be paying the wrong amount of VAT for years. Always use the software suggestions as a starting point, not the final answer. But that's not all. This is where most people get tripped.
So far, AI sounds pretty good, right? It automates all the boring stuff, the government's on board. What's not to love? Well, there's a catch, and it is a very big one. The way these AI models work can lead to some incredibly dangerous and very expensive mistakes. Stay with me. This next point might really surprise you.
Now, this isn't some theoretical problem. This quote here is from a real UK court case in 2025. A law firm used AI to help write a witness statement, and it just made things up.
It invented fake cases and precedents. The judge spotted it right away, and the firm got into serious trouble. Now just imagine that happening with your tax return. It's a huge warning sign about what happens when you trust AI blindly.
The technical name for this problem is an AI hallucination. This is when an AI just generates complete nonsense, false information, but presents it with total confidence, as if it's a solid fact. And here is the most important part. This is not a bug that can be fixed. It's an inherent feature of how these things work. They are designed to predict the next likely word, not to understand truth. They are probability engines, not fact-checkers.
Let's just compare this to a simple human mistake. A person might make a typo or misunderstand a rule. You can usually trace that mistake back to somewhere logical. An AI hallucination, on the other hand, literally invents facts from thin air, and it says them so confidently that they're incredibly hard to spot. But the most important part is right there at the bottom. Whether the mistake comes from a human or a robot, you are still the one who is legally liable. HMRC will not accept "my AI did it" as an excuse.
And this is precisely why, despite all this incredible technology, the role of a human expert, a qualified accountant, is more important than ever. It's all about having that expert in the loop, someone who can use the power of the tech without falling for its flaws. So let's be crystal clear about what your accounting software still can't do. It can't strategically plan your corporation tax for you. It can't advise you on the most tax-efficient way to pay yourself with dividends. It gets completely lost with complex VAT schemes. It has no idea how to untangle your mixed personal and business spending. It certainly can't represent you if you have a dispute with HMRC. And most critically, it cannot tell you if its own output is a dangerous, costly hallucination.
So, what does this all mean for you? What's your tax strategy for 2026 and beyond? Well, it means you need a hybrid approach, one that cleverly combines the efficiency of machines with the judgment and strategic eye of a human expert. Let's see how that builds into a really smart strategy.
Here it is, a simple 4-step workflow that just works. First, automate the daily grind. Use great software for all that heavy lifting and data entry. Second, verify absolutely everything. Regularly check the reports your software creates. If anything looks a bit off, question it. Third, strategize with the pro. This is where your accountant earns their keep, with the high-level planning. And finally, submit with confidence, knowing that your accountant has done a final review before anything goes to HMRC.
So if you only remember one thing today, let it be this. AI is an incredibly powerful tool, but it is a terrible master. Use it to support your process, but never, ever let it replace your professional judgment or that of your accountant.
Now, before we finish up, just the important legal bit. The information we've talked about today is for general guidance only. You should never rely on it alone to make financial decisions. It is absolutely essential to consult with a qualified professional, like the experts at My Tax Accountant, before you take any action.
And that really brings us to the final question you should be asking yourself. With HMRC's huge digital shifts, new reporting rules, and the hidden dangers of AI, is your tax strategy truly ready for 2026?
If you have even the slightest doubt, the team at My Tax Accountant is there to help. They live and breathe this stuff. They can help you navigate the AI tools, stay on the right side of HMRC's changes, and handle all those complex tax rules. You can give them a call on 0208-570-8531 or drop them an email at info@mytaxaccountant.co.uk. And please, don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more updates just like this one. Thanks so much for watching.